talk to advertisers, they're all looking to make emotional connection with their audience, because if you make that emotional connection between a brand and consumer, you're much more likely to get a buying response. It's the same with internal communication. It's that you're trying to make an emotional connection so you convince, so that you can motivate, and so that you can get the employees doing what they need to be doing and make them feel part of the organization and believing.
Are you looking to improve employee morale and productivity? Welcome, I'm Jodi Weidler, and we're here today with John Houghton, CEO and founder of MobileCast Media, to talk about how companies can use podcasting for internal corporate communications. John, the economy is in recession, companies are downsizing. With this as the backdrop, what do you see as the problems in today's work environment, and why are so many companies now interested in improving internal communications?
Well, the problem, Jodi, is that there's so much uncertainty in today's work environment. There have been layoffs, people have taken on larger workloads, the people that have stayed behind, and they also have to further worry about whether they're going to, in fact, lose their own jobs. They've been reorganized, and now they need to be realigned under the new strategy and the new corporate directives. And so it's very important to hear from management about what those directives are, how they should be moving forward, and it's a great opportunity to encourage and to motivate the workforce. It's very similar to Roosevelt and his fireside chats during the Great Depression, how he was able to encourage and reassure the American public. That's what management needs to be doing today for their workforces.
Yes, management certainly has a tough job right now keeping employees motivated. What are some of the benefits of implementing an internal corporate communication program?
Well, the benefits of internal communication are improved morale, improved employee productivity, and then also that you've imparted the knowledge that is necessary for the employees to execute their functions. It's critical in this day and age that domain expertise is imparted to the organization, that subject matter experts are getting up and sharing their knowledge with the rest of the organization, not only because people love to learn, but because it helps them understand what the organization is doing and gives them better insight into how the organization is solving customer problems to generate revenue. And speaking of generating revenue, the most important group to keep educated and to communicate with is sales, because they're the ones that have the numbers to execute against.
Yes, I think we would all agree that whatever a company can do to motivate and retain good employees and boost morale seems like a good idea. What tools exist, and what is the best vehicle for internal communication?
With the advent of new media, there is now a vehicle that is most effective for internal communication, and that is podcasting. Podcasting is nearly instant, it's inexpensive, and most importantly, it allows communication, high-fidelity communication, using the natural human voice. And that can be very motivating. And something about the human voice, and when you impart likeness, it allows for emotional connection. And when you talk to advertisers, they're all looking to make emotional connection with their audience, because if you make that emotional connection between a brand and consumer, you're much more likely to get a buying response. It's the same with internal communication. It's that you're trying to make an emotional connection so you convince, so you can motivate, and so you can get the employees doing what they need to be doing and make them feel part of the organization and believing. And so that is possible in carrying the human voice, and not so likely in print. I don't think Roosevelt would have been nearly as successful in comforting the nation through the Great Depression if he did it through print. The other thing about podcasting is it allows for time shifting, meaning you don't have to be at a certain place at a certain time to consume the media. You don't have to be at your desk at 10 a.m. to listen to the webcast. You can listen whenever you want. You can download, you can push to mobile devices, so you can listen while you're exercising. You can listen while you're doing household chores, while you're commuting, while you're on the airplane. It allows you to extend your day. I'm always looking for ways to get more things done, to multitask, and I'm not looking for ways to add more hours to the day, but make those hours more effective. And that's what, through multitasking, that's what podcasting does. And because we're competing when we're listening in mobile environments, there's a lot of outside noise. And because we're competing with that noise with the podcast, it's very important that the podcasts be high quality. When you're driving 65 miles an hour down the road, some of the podcasts that are produced today, you can't even understand the words. They're not intelligible because the quality is not sufficient. So it's very important to try not to use phone recordings and to keep the quality up, because a high quality program that's well produced, has good production values, is not only easier to listen to, but it builds audience because it's more appealing. If it's broadcast quality, if it's radio quality, people listen to the radio all day, but they don't listen to webinars all day because webinars they tend to be boring and low quality, whereas radio with production values that's been thought through, people listen to that stuff all day. People watch TV for 4 hours a night. So if you can approach those production values, you can build audience rather than turning off audience with low production values. So production values are very important.